and loving it. Let's get you organised. Beautiful, beautiful day. It's been like that all day long. We've got another couple of days. As I'm making this is going to be really early, but this is Wednesday, the 6th of May. I just put you on the housing. Now, there we go. Hello. For those that joined a couple of seconds late, you heard all this music and you thought, hey, Bry's joined a band. Yeah, so it's Wednesday the 6th of May. I've ordered some food. I thought I'd treat myself. So I've got some food coming. So Bodhi's about to bark, or he will do. They're very good. I put an envelope outside with the money in. And I say, keep the change. I put 20 quid in there. I say, keep the change. And he delivers the mail. He delivers the food to the door, walks away, normally calls when he gets to the gate, food's here or something like that. He won't today because the window's open, because it's a beautiful, beautiful day. Okay, so, yeah, treating myself, why not? Now, the next part of this video, I will probably make in those woods again. I made a video over the last couple of days, couple of videos, went to some woods that they're owned by the Forestry Commission and they're absolutely beautiful. And I feel like going there again, so we will do. As far as I'm concerned, the lockdown is finished now. Even Wednesday the 6th of May, my lockdown is finished. I got fed up of it. Fed up of, you know, playing the game, following the rules and regulations. I still am really, because I live alone, I drive alone, we bimble alone, I drive back alone, and I come home alone. So I don't impact in anyone's life in any way, shape or form. So the only thing I'm going to be doing is a bit more driving. But again, I'm in my car, I'm alone. So yeah, my lockdown is finished, and thank God for that. I got fed up of it. Still got my glasses on. So I'm going to roll a quick fag and I'm having a Slurpee. But I'm waiting for my food. That's the most important thing really. Been a piping hot day. I'm just out of the shower. That song, April Skies, I've been listening to that. Last couple of days I've been listening to that. And it's obviously led me to listen to more Jesus and Mary Chain, but more sort of 80s music and stuff like that. And I found that a lot of the 80s music is quite happy. I mean, that is very shoegazy music. It's very downbeat. It's a little bit wall of sound. There's a lot of feedback in there and things like that. But I find it happy. It works on my level. I find it happy. And listen to a lot of the 80s music. It's quite happy. It promotes a happy feeling. And you've got to do whatever you've got to do, haven't you, in life? You know, whatever works for you. Now, I'm all tangled up. I'm really bloody tangled up. So this evening, I'm going to unplug all of this and get it right. Because if we do decide, if the weather's lovely and we decide to go to the woods tomorrow or wherever we go, I don't want to be fiddling and farting around with that, do I? Not really. Apart from that, I've been listening to the Essential Leonard Cohen. And the other album I've been listening to is by the Black Angels, Phosphorus Dream and Death Song. 2 albums, Phosphorus Dream and Death Song. So I've been using my Denon a lot, which has been lovely. My neighbours have been enjoying my music because I've got the windows and the doors open the last sort of few days. It's been absolutely beautiful, piping hot and glorious. And we've got another few days, so I believe we've got another few days, but a very cold week coming up. So I'm going to put this premiere, going to do little bits of this premiere if and when I think of things to say. I'll stitch it all together and it'll be out next week when it's cold, but you'll see us bimbling in the sunshine. So it'll be a lovely thing to look at. Now, I cut my hair, and I've got a friend called Peter Morgan, and if he's watching, cut your bloody hair. Some people, they buy clippers and then they're scared to use them. I haven't been to an hairdresser's most of my adult life. Probably I was about 20, maybe, the last time I went. I'm 26 now. So for most of my adult life, I don't think I've been to an hairdresser's, a barber's, whatever you want to call it, whatever they're called now. They're probably called something fantastical. But, oh, it's my food already. No time to roll my fag, no nothing. Right, we're off. That's that first bit done. Take care and be well. Ta-da. Hello. I got this today. Glorious. Well, so I had a big takeaway. I ordered Bodhi some as well, so he's happy, I'm happy, we're all happy. I've been chatting to the neighbours in the garden this evening. It's 7 o'clock. I'm about to get a shout because my neighbour that side has made me a loaf of bread. He said half an hour, so got the back door open and we're waiting for a shout to get some lovely bread. Nice, isn't it, eh? Got some really, really good neighbours. I always say that, but it's true. So that'll be a little bit of a pleasure. I got some jam and I got some cheese, got some Nutella, and I've got some paste. So we'll have a little snack later. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you very briefly my little Indian pendant thing, because I'm chuffed. Yeah, I'm chuffed with that. Very heavy. I've got some coins, about 6 or 7 coins that I've put into a photo frame. I've had the coin for about 20 years. All Indian penny heads. Just being nosy. Seems to be people around this evening for some reason. I think it's a beautiful day, beautiful weather, and everybody's chatting, which is lovely. Okay, so I'm going to take my Slurpee outside and kick the B-A-L-L, kick the ball for my little boy and wait for my lovely loaf of bread, my nice warm bread. I was telling my neighbour, when he said about the loaf of bread, when I was 6 or 7, I used to go to school in a little tiny village back in Oxfordshire, and we had a baker's down the lane, and sometimes we used to call in the bakers and say, have you got any bread? And this guy, I think his name was Tom, but I can't remember, had hands like shovels, great big hands, and he used to rip a lump of bread off and swipe a load of butter on it, and we used to walk to school with this hot bread dripping with butter between our fingers and getting to school. And the teacher, Mrs. Skinner, I think her name was, used to say, go and wash your hands. She knew where we'd been because we was always a bit late and we was covered in butter. But what a lovely memory. The smell of fresh bread is a wonderful thing. I don't make it, I've never made it, but it's a wonderful, wonderful smell. So as I said in part 1 of this, it's Wednesday, 6th of May. So tomorrow, on the Thursday, the 7th of May, I think I'm going to go down to those woods again, but a different part of it. I've been told they're older woods. We'll see what tomorrow brings. But until then, take care. We'll be back soon. Cheers. Be well. Ta-da. So I just turned the camera off. Wow. Crispy and crunchy. Wow. That is lovely. Oh, reminds me of when I was a kid at school. Should go to school to be educated, but I remember a couple of things about school. The bread with a load of butter on, and the day I left. Cheers. Hello. Beautiful. So we come back to the woods. Lovely, it's good for the soul. I've started to get, the reason why I decided to end my lockdown, I started to get a bit low, a bit fed up, you know? So, yeah, I drew it to a close. Had enough of it. You can only have so much fun. There's an elbow on this tree, look. That really is an elbow, isn't it, hey? Yeah, it's so beautiful and peaceful and quiet. Yeah, I just started to get a bit low, I think, really. I started missing the beach. I wanted to be with trees. I wanted to drive. I never drive very far, but I wanted to drive. I've been missing quite a lot, really. And is it irresponsible of me? As I said earlier, you know, I live alone, I drive alone, bimble alone. But I know that Burger King and McDonald's and Domino's and all that lot, they're slowly opening. They're doing deliveries only, with a view to opening the restaurants in about a week. And they've decided to do that. And then last night I read that IKEA, every time I come here there's aeroplanes. I read that IKEA have decided to open their stores. Now, they've just decided, enough is enough, and they've just decided. Beautiful trees, look. Maybe that's what, you know, what we've got to do is take the initiative and just decide for ourselves, oh well, my lockdown's over. And in months or years to come, people say, when did your lockdown end? And I can say, well, mine was on the 5th of November, 5th of May 2020. What about you? And they say, oh, 4th of June, or whatever. And maybe that would be the case. And there's nothing wrong, is there, with IKEA opening. If other shops and supermarkets and that can open, then why not? Because they'll probably do their social distancing or staggering how many people can use the shops, etc., etc. So yeah, it's nice not to be locked down. It's a funny thing because on a kind of psychological level, a mental level. It's just freed me up. I feel free, far freer than I did. Nice. So we're just going to do whatever we do, and if anybody's got a problem with it, that's fine, that's up to them, including the law. You know, they drive around all day, don't they? About time we did. It's beautiful here. So peaceful. Wonderful. If you can hear some big machinery over that side, where the car park is for this, there was a guy getting his dogs in the car, and he said they're digging, just let you know, that side, so you can't get round, which is a bit of a shame. I purposely came here today to do that side. Apparently on that side are much older trees. It's an ancient forest, and I don't know quite what they're doing, but it's, you know, Forestry Commission are doing it. It's their land, they can do what they want, I suppose. But we've still got this. There's 3 main walks here, and then a couple of, I say a couple, probably about 20 little side walks, little off walks. But we can certainly do the 2 main walks, and as many as, hey, you're not going to go licking. He's got a body language that tells me I'm just about to lick. David Benison, bless him. Hey, look at this dog. And he said something about lovely sea out in nature and that familiar call of the wild. Bodie, don't lick. So on my Facebook, on the Ramblings of Bry on Facebook, I put a semi sort of tongue-in-cheek thing all about the virus, with some serious bits in there as well. Be interesting to see what people make of that. I'm not bothered what they make of it anyway. Just saw it and thought, oh, I must share that. And then when I went to share it, a lot of it was sort of American, and just added my own bits on about babies being weak with a very poor immune system, and yet this virus don't really touch them. Things like that. And I also added other bits. So if you're interested, go and read that, or if not, that's cool. We need to start forgetting this virus and moving on. Bimbling in nature. Look at these glorious trees. It's just so peaceful, so quiet. Absolutely love it. There's that sigh again. So I was thinking yesterday, I'll go to the woods, stand in silence at times and just slowly bimble. And let it work its magic. It really is magic as well. Wonderful. Hello boats, you okay? You okay? Hello darling. Hello mate. I think when we are out, we kind of slow our system down, which is a good thing. We tend to slow to the pace of nature. And that is part of the problem, or part of my problem, is that I've been busy. I've been trying to catch up on my work, which I've now done and completed. But I had a mild panic about it. And then you get drawn in really to the project fear about the virus and things. Hello mate. I've got a friend Martin who's been unwell for a long time, haven't you Martin? And we chat occasionally. We chat occasionally and he said it was lovely to see you on a bimble in the woods. I loved seeing the bluebells. Brought back some happy memories for him. So there we go, some more. There's not many, they're kind of going over now. But it's still nice to see a little splash of colour. There we go, so that's for Martin. I hope you're getting better, mate. It's about time. You've been poorly, haven't you, for a long time. All this year. And some have last. So let's hope that's it now. No more racing off to hospital in ambulances. I know you've been, what, 3 times by ambulance? And hopefully you're getting stronger now. There you go, mate. Some nice bluebells for you. To get better, keep getting better, keep heading in that right direction. You can hear all the diggers and things now. We're obviously getting to that area, although we're going that way. It's a beautiful day. So hope everybody's okay, doing okay, feeling okay. And I hope your lockdown, your exit to your lockdown, whether you choose to do it or you listen to the government or whatever, I hope it's all working out for you. And soon you can meet up with friends and loved ones and family and go on bimbles, go down the beach, do whatever. Bird, come here mate. Thank you for coming back. Hello, hello my friend. I didn't want you going too far, okay? Because there may be machinery or something. Bless him, he just does his own thing really. Which is lovely to see, kind of keeps himself entertained. He's so used to me making videos. I've made videos since day one with him, you know. So he's fully used to me talking to a little black box. Ah, a lovely bird song. Wonderful. Got cuckoos and pigeons. My next door neighbour said she saw a kingfisher, not here but more local to where I live, a couple of 100 yards away. That's the first ever kingfisher that she's seen. I've never seen a kingfisher, never seen a woodpecker. I heard a woodpecker once. Somebody said, go to this particular wood and you'll probably see a woodpecker. So when I was travelling and I went to the wood and Bodie was doing whatever, probably licking or something, so I kind of looked down at him and said, what are you bloody doing? And just behind me, they got a familiar flight noise. They go brrrt, brrrt, like that. And I heard it, turned round, but he'd gone. So I've never seen a kingfisher, I've never seen a woodpecker yet. Plenty of time. Wow, just beautiful here. Can you hear that? Wonderful. Will you stop licking? That dog, honestly. He knows. He absolutely knows. Occasionally, when he's on the lead, he will turn and show me his arse, and he'll bend down and he'll be licking, and he'll get in a position where I cannot see what his mouth is doing. He says, I'm going to bloody lick anyway, sod you. The height of some of these trees, look. Look at them. Huge. That digger's coming back this way, or whatever it is. Bodie, please don't lick. Thank you. So peaceful. We just get to the end here, and I think we're going to slowly make our way back to the car. Oh dear. So I'm going to be here maybe 2 hours today, something like that. Oh, that's where they're digging. Wonderful. So some of this is paved and some of it is just like this. Just all level. Okay, I'll finish the video. I'll just show you the pond. Bit of a murky pond, but never mind. Bird. There's a good boy. Hello. Just stay there. Stay there. The birds will love that, won't they? What a glorious day. So we're going to go off on another trail and just have just a quiet half an hour or so, just listening to the birds. So we'll leave you here, and as usual, if you can get outside, get outside. This little bimble will be part of the premiere, so it'll be a nice chilled out, relaxed premiere. Take care, and we'll be back. Oh, I'll be back in a minute on this one, but back soon. Take care and be well. Ta-da. Hello. Turning nice and yellow now. We're doing the usual. There he is. I saw where it went, but he didn't. So on a bimble, we've just got a tee shot on today. It's about 9 o'clock and it's warm already, even though it's overcast. So I think it's gonna be a warm day. Bird, I think it's in here, mate. Come and have a look. Good boy, in there. Good boy, you find it. There you go. I knew it was just on the edge. You're my good boy. Yeah, it's going to be a lovely warm day. You have to watch it. Ready? So I'm making this is Friday. I don't know the date. Is it about the 8th and 9th of May, something like that. This is for the premiere. So on Sunday, we got the speech from Boris Johnson to tell us about the exit of the lockdown, to see how far they're going to give us a little bit of freedom. But as you know, I've decided to end my lockdown. He's a happy little boy. What a good boy, come on. Come on, my friend. Come on, closer. He's a good boy, thank you. Yeah, oh, in the hedge. Hopefully that's come through. Yeah, because I don't do a lot anyway, really. I don't see a lot of people. Oh, he's got it. Good boy. Then the lockdown doesn't really, it's not overly applicable to me anyway. I just dropped my wire in out of my pocket, tuck all that back in much as we can. There we go. Closer. Creeping along there. Yeah, so the lockdown has never really been very much applicable to me. A couple of little things I can't do is sort of go out and see friends for the time being, and I can't go to the beach as I've discussed before because it's too far really, but I'm hoping that Boris gives us a little bit of freedom back, and perhaps he'll say you can go for a little bit further. Perhaps. We'll have to wait and see on that one. But it's a glorious day, so we thought we'd get out early before it gets too hot. See my red face, I was piping hot yesterday. Piping hot. I made a video in the woods that I go to, and I was there just over 2 hours, and it was so hot. On the walk back to the car, the trees kind of opened, and just the beating sunshine. Mr. Solarface was just kissing and kissing and kissing at me. And I could feel myself getting hotter and hotter and redder. But as I say, this is the Friday, but on the, I think the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday of next week it's going to be quite cold. And then we've got some warm weather towards the end of the week, so my plan is next week, depends on work, what I get in, but my plan is to finish off some of my fence panels. I've got a shed to do, and maybe 15 fence panels. Try and get 2 or 3 of them done a day. So that should be all complete for next week, hopefully. But we'll see if I can be bothered, see what work I get in, and see what happens to the weather, because they say it's going to be this and it's going to be that, and it changes. If they say it's going to be cold, it could be boiling hot, you know. My eye's getting better. There you go, Pete. Ready? Nice blossom there for the butterflies. Funny, I can hear more traffic today than I've heard in a long while. Skylarks. Lovely. Okay, we'll be back in a bit. Cheers. Ah, wow, that's so bloody hot. I've been out more than about 40 minutes. Piping hot we are. Need to go back home, have a slurpee, have a sit down. Beautiful, so peaceful. You puffed out? I am. God, to have the energy of a dog, could you imagine? Wouldn't that be wonderful? He tends to get knackered and we go back home 20 minutes and he's kind of, come on then. He could play all day, really. Bless him. Yes, it's quite overcast really today. But that's kind of just keeping the heat in, I think. Hello. Thunderfoot. Okay. Just gonna go and play with my little boy for about half an hour on the walk back and sit and have a Slurpee. That's what's in my mind, that's what I need. So have a lovely day. As I say, this is the Friday while I'm making this, so I hope that the lockdown has started to be lifted a little bit, or something, you know, because people have been a bit fed up. I'm feeling much better actually. I think taking your freedom back a little bit can do you good. So I'm feeling quite chirpy, quite happy, very relaxed. And hopefully we'll be down the beach or travelling further afield sometime soon. Okay, I'll put a little bit on the end of this in a bit, maybe over the weekend, and then stitch it all together as a nice long premiere. Take care then, we'll be back soon. Cheers, bye. So this is reasonably interesting. History of major virus outbreaks in the UK in recent times. The government figures state that the Spanish flu was 200,000. That was 1918, 1919. And then the Hong Kong flu, 1968 to 69, 80,000. The Asian flu, that was in 57, 58, there's about 33,000. And the estimated figure for swine flu, which was about 2010, 457. It's just interesting because when you look at that, there was no lockdown, no social distancing, no nothing really. And the world got back to normal. So as far as I'm concerned, that's something good to see and good to remember. Cheers. Hello. T-shirt says stay weird. Just liked it. It's a splash of colour. The red matches my red face as well. Okay, so this is the end of what will be the premiere. I'm having a Slurpee, rolling a fag, same old, same old. But in this last little bit of a video, I want to try to encourage you to think for yourself. Just be yourself, think. Just think. Think things through. Somebody sent me, it's just rubbish, but somebody sent me on Facebook, one of those memes or whatever, a £20 note, and in the hologram it says how blatant are the government. They've put a 5G tower in the hologram of the £20 note, and it's Margate Lighthouse. Most people know that anyway, I would have thought. And this has been shared something like 392,000 times, either 392 or 396,000 times. So there's 390 something people that just thought, oh, well, that's on Facebook, it must be true, I better share it to it, all and sundry. But I saw it and I thought, well, that's Margate Lighthouse. Anyway, so I went on the Royal Mint and had a look, and it's Margate Lighthouse. They show you how they do it and everything, very clever. Holograms are very clever, they're wonderful things really. Just suddenly thought I hadn't turned my bloody mic on. Yeah, holograms are wonderful things, but it just proves that people just don't think. They just get something and think, right, I better share it with all my friends. The other day I had another one, was McDonald's meat in their burgers is actually the children that go missing They mince them up, put their legs in and give them a little bit of a mince up, and so it's yes, children, we're eating children, not beef. And yeah, millions of people share it and things like that, but really just think things through. Now at the moment there's, in a minute, I've got my mate Pete texting me as we do this. I will get back to you, Pete, in just a sec. There's some stories. News is a different thing. There's not much news out there, but there's some stories that us Brits, we're setting fire to the 5G towers up and down the country. I think 31 towers, I believe, have been set on fire by us very naughty people. Now when you have a look at this 24-foot cylindrical pole, and then with the 5G thing on it, they catch on fire themselves. They're poorly made, I believe, and they catch on fire. I don't think anybody's going to try and shimmy up there and then try and set fire to a metal container. So they catch on fire, I think, themselves. And if I did some research, I might find something out about that. I can't be bothered because it's not important in my life. My problem with 5G is it's untested. That's my problem with it. There's a lot of stories going around about 5G. I've no idea whether they're true, false, made up, a joke, whatever. But they are untested, and I don't think the governments of the world, I've got a fly dive bombing me. I don't think the governments of the world should be switching them on until they're fully and correctly tested. But where people don't think, they just say, oh, it's only a communication tower, that's fine. That's it. Well, would that same person eat a pie? If somebody gave them a meat pie and they said, look, I don't know what's in it, I don't know if it's been tested for human consumption, don't know anything about it, don't know where it came from, don't know what it's likely to do to your system, why don't you eat it and feed it to your children? Would they still say, oh, it's only a pie, I've eaten a pie before? Maybe they would, quite possibly. So it pays just to think, doesn't it? Think things through. And just to wonder as well. You know, I wonder, with the figures over this virus, I wonder why a couple of weeks ago they changed the figures. They were going on the WHO data, weren't they? World Health Organization data, and they changed to the National Office of Statistics. Then they decided to include all deaths, whether they be in hospital or not. And it makes me wonder, I don't know, but it makes me wonder, because the figures were going down and down and down, it's supposed to be a pandemic. How can you have 5 or 7 or 20 people dying a day? How can you have that in a pandemic? But if you include these people and more and more and more, then it sounds more like a pandemic. Only it still doesn't, you know, because if you look at the ordinary amount of people that would ordinarily die on a day-to-day basis in the UK, I believe it's 1,600, I don't know, I read that somewhere years ago. I believe that figure's about right, I don't know, without, again, doing my research, and that is what you should do. You should do your own research and your own thinking. But if it's 1,600 a day, and then the government at the moment, they're saying, you know, we're still up in 300 figures, 320 or whatever, a day are dying of this terrible virus. You know, it just makes me wonder. And then I wonder that I always believed a virus was basically it's a dead entity and it needs a body, needs a carrier. So if somebody sneezed and it got onto your lips, in your mouth, in your body, you become the carrier if they were infected in the first place. But with this one, this virus, it works differently. We're told that it can live on surfaces like a parcel or a letter delivered by your postman. It can live on that for 72 hours. It's a dead entity, and how can it live if it's not in a carrier for 72 hours? Who decided that? But people believe just rubbish, absolute rubbish about the virus, and this is why I decided that my lockdown has come to an end. In this week I'm making this little section of videos, because I've started to just disbelieve everything. You look at the Spanish flu, and you look at the Hong Kong flu, and you look at Ebola, and you look at lots of different things, and then you compare all that, you look at all the data as well, and compare that to this virus, and it seems absolutely ridiculous. It seems so ridiculous that you can sit on a tube train with 200 people, and apparently that's safe, and you can go to a supermarket and you got 40 or 50 staff milling around, you got 50 people in there shopping, apparently that's safe. But if you go and sit on your own, alone, on a beach, that's unsafe, you're endangering people. How can that be? But without thinking, that's how we've got to this situation, I believe. I've said before many times in videos that a lot of people are happy to let the government and the media do their thinking for them. It's the easier option, isn't it? It's better than doing 30 seconds worth of research to see what meat is in a burger. It's much better just to share things away than to sit and do 30 seconds research. It's so odd, really. I put a thing on my... I don't really put many statuses up, but I did on the Ramblings of Bride recently, and just one person said something, and it was fine. She just said, so what's the point of all this? Well, the point is you do your own thinking. Your own thinking. I went on this person's wall, and it's all stuff that's been said by the BBC or newspapers or the government, or it's just little memes or whatever they're called, just shared millions and millions around the world. And it's rubbish, absolutely rubbish. And so that person, I don't think, thinks, doesn't do any research at all. And if you don't, we shouldn't have to do this really. We should be able to open up a newspaper and read news, factual news articles, but we know that we can't. We know that doesn't exist anymore. We should be able to listen to a politician. They should stand up and say, right, here are the facts. This is the truth. And we should listen and say, okay, that's fine. Now I fully understand. But we don't have that. So we have a lot of liars, a lot of fictitious bullshit, a lot of stories, a lot of made up crap that just goes around the world and again and again and again, and then that becomes fact, doesn't it? Because if you tell a lie and 1,000 people believe it, then it's the truth. But we're not told the truth, and that is where the problem lies within me, because I'm not told factual truth. I don't know what to believe. I see all the photographs of empty hospitals. I see the videos of empty hospitals. I listen to the government saying that hospitals could cope absolutely fine. Even at the peak, they were 60% empty. I see all the nurses dancing and all the rest of it. And then I go onto Facebook, and there's a picture of a very, very busy hospital. And the nurses are saying, we can't cope, we're inundated. Look at this this hospital in New York. And when you drag the photograph up and you have a look, it was Italy last year. So again, false. So is that hospital busy or not? Did they use the wrong photograph or not? Who knows? There's so much out there that it's very difficult to get into. So a little bit of research and then think it through. Think, okay, what is going on? You know, are people shimmying up 5G towers? No, I don't believe they are. Is the 5G tower on the £20 note? Well, no, that's false. But why does somebody want to believe that? And why do 392,000 people share it? Just willingly, happily share something that it would take them 30 seconds to find the truth. So I just encourage you to think things through. If something rings an alarm bell in your head, if you've got that capability, then you should be saying, well, hang on, this can't be right, surely. But people have got to do what they want to do, and what they will do is just kind of let somebody lead their brain forwards. And what will happen is they will very quickly work out a vaccine for this. Bill Gates probably. And some people will roll up their sleeves and say, yes please, thank you very much. And others will say, well, does it contain DNA of aborted children? If so, because some do, if so, how is that going to affect my immune system as I get older? Will it cause early onset dementia? Is there any travel agents, like any metallic particles in that? If so, why? What is that likely to do to my pineal gland? Coughing I am. No, I'm not ill. I've been in the shower and I'm hot and stuffy. So that's probably why. And I'm also thirsty. Yeah, you know, you need to do some research at least, don't you? A hastily cobbled together jab containing all sorts. You should find out what it contains, what that's likely to do to you, who manufactured it, where and why and how. Has it been fully tested? Are you the guinea pig? And are you happy to be jabbed with it? Currently, as everything stands at the moment, I certainly wouldn't be vaccinated, no way. And I'm certainly not going to have my phone tracked in any way. So much so, my phone's off most of the time, and most of the time I leave it here. And if it comes to it, if I'm worried about it, I'll buy a little cheap phone off of eBay or something like that, a little pay-as-you-go that's not registered to me, and I carry that. So if I break down, I can call somebody or whatever. If I get worried about it, that is. But if not, my phone will remain off and it will remain at home most of the time. I'm not going to be tracked by anybody. I'm not going to be vaccinated by anybody. Mandatory vaccines is another funny thing that people are asking questions and they're worried about it. And if you go on to vaccines and what have you, and you have a look at the UK government's website, it says all vaccines in the UK are voluntary. That's what it says. So as soon as they start to say mandatory vaccines, we need to show them that and just simply refuse. And if everybody refused, then that's how it should be. But there will be people, they just won't think, oh, a vaccine, oh God, my saviour, wonderful. Come on, Bill Gates, shove that poison in my veins. Doesn't matter what it does to me. As long as I'm told that I'm going to be immune to the coronavirus cold or whatever. But all in all, we're doing well. I've just got fed up of the whole scenario, the whole situation, all the rest of it. So I've decided to lift my lockdown. Been out and about all week and I've really, really enjoyed it. It's been really good. I've met some people, just random people. Met a couple yesterday. They had a white, it was like an Alsatian, but it looked like a wolf anyway. It was lovely. And I met them, we was chatting in the woods and what have you. That was really, really nice. We had about 15 minutes chat. That's good for like strangers, first ever meeting. And we was just chatting about stuff in general. And it was just really nice. It did get back to the virus and all the rest of it, you know. But the most of the conversation was just a really nice, upbeat conversation. Really, really lovely to meet them. Quite an elderly couple they were, but they were really sweet-natured people. So that was lovely. And I've met 2 or 3 different people, new people this week, just by going out and about and kind of forgetting all this. What I now feel is rubbish. What I feel about it, the truth of it, is it's been overblown. You know, it's the coronavirus we've known about since the 60s, mid-60s, as I said before. And suddenly it's become more virulent, you know, so it is affecting more people, as far as I'm aware, and that's what I'm told, so that's what I sort of believe. And then we build, what, 5 brand new hospitals, is it? And within 3 weeks, we decided to start slowly disbanding these brand new hospitals. Well, what a knee-jerk reaction that was. Spending millions and millions of pounds for a virus that's killing, if we're honest, it's killing about 200 people a day. Or it's not. Because a lot of these people, they have underlying health issues, and a lot are dying from pneumonia and other things. And the news often says that so-and-so has died with COVID-19. They don't say died of, they say died with. Well, maybe we've all got it. Maybe we've all got COVID-19. It's a common cold thing. The title of it, I believe, is the novel coronavirus. Novel in medical terms just means new. So it's a new strain of it, a new strain of this sort of nasty common cold, but it's only nasty in certain people. A child, for instance, with a very weak, poor immune system, it doesn't bother. It doesn't bother. And yet adults will be lined up, rolling their sleeves up, saying, inject me, please. But if you've got a really poor immune system, it doesn't affect you. It tends to affect the elderly, and particularly those with a bronchial sort of problems, lungs, breathing, a weak immune system. And we're weakening our immune system. The more we stay indoors, the more we wash our hands, the more we keep away from people, the more we don't touch things. When you go out, you touch a gate, you touch this, you touch that, you pick up maybe thousands or even millions of germs. And then I sit on a park bench and I'll roll a fag and I'll lick my fingers and all the rest of it. And my immune system kicks in and it fights that and kills it, and it builds my immunity to it. That's how the human body has always worked, will always work, and actually does always work. Because if not, surely millions upon millions would have died. When you think of the word pandemic, you think of millions upon millions. And we're only up to, I say only because every death is awful, but we're only up to about 30,000, I believe. I don't bother watching it, but it's about 30,000 in the UK. However, a lot of them have died with it, so they didn't die of it. So how many was that? Might as well cut it in half, 15,000. Now with those 15,000, maybe half of them, again, had underlying health issues. So maybe it's 7,000. Now, is 7,000 a pandemic, or is that just normal? Just a normal, average amount of people that would have normally died around about this time of year? Who knows? All we've got to do is do a bit of research, do our own thinking. Don't believe the newspapers, don't believe the radio, don't believe the government. Think things through. It's freeing. In your mind, it's freeing. Rather than living in fear, believing all these stories, bang, 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 all the time, it's freeing when you sit and think, well, you know, I made a video maybe 6, 7, 8 weeks ago when all this started, and I can repeat that. I mean, maybe gladly, maybe touch wood, maybe whatever. And I said in that video that I'm okay, I'm fit and well. I haven't got the virus. My family, none of my family have got the virus. None of their partners, none of their friends, none of their children, none of their work colleagues, nobody in my street, nobody down their street, nobody in my town, nobody in their town. And you widen that from thousands to tens of thousands. If it's a pandemic, surely millions should have been infected and possibly died, but they didn't. So therefore, that's why I say it's a knee-jerk, silly reaction. You can't sit on the beach if you're a bloke on his own, because that's dangerous. Really? Anyway, so the good news is this coming Sunday, this is Friday, so this coming Sunday Boris is going to do a little bit of a spiel, and I believe, and I don't know, I mean obviously this is like me using a crystal ball, but I believe he's going to open up libraries, garden centres, small businesses and businesses that can operate a safe distancing working environment. So we'll see on that, but then they're going to, I believe they're going to have a meeting every fortnight and then come back with a little bit of an exit to the lockdown each fortnight and get wider and wider and wider. So no matter what you believe, no matter what you think or you can't be bothered to think, it is ending. The lockdown is, the exit to the lockdown is happening, and about time too. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being there. Probably a bit down this last little bit, but whatever. I just felt that I needed to say that. But really, we're doing very well, actually. Feeling quite good, feeling well. But thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. We'll be back sometime soon. And look after yourselves. Stay well. Stay healthy. Stay happy. Do your own thing. Do your own thing in life. Ta-ra then. Thank you. Take care and be well. Cheers.